Hey, what's up guys, my name is David and welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a quick review on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the latest film in the MCU. On this channel, I talk about all things movie related, so if that sounds interesting, consider subscribing. Also, just a quick announcement to my subscribers, I won't be posting too much in the month of September, but that is because I'll be preparing for October. In October, we're doing a bunch of horror movie reviews, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what I have in store for you in October. So with all of that being said, let's get into my review, starting off with the positives. This is yet another solid MCU film. Not bad like Thor: The Dark World, and not amazing like Avengers Endgame or Guardians. A big standout in this movie though is the action. The action is fantastic. It's truly amazing martial art combat enhanced with stunning cinematography. The bus scene is phenomenal. And it happens pretty early on in the film. It just immediately sucks you in. I have been doing martial arts since I was 3 years old, so seeing this type of action incorporated in this franchise I love so much, being the MCU, was so cool. The third act was a bit CGI heavy, and after a certain point it just kind of became emotionally detached. But the same could be said for pretty much any MCU movie except for like Endgame or Civil War. But overall, the action in this movie is phenomenal, definitely a highlight of this movie and something that's going to make it stand out in the rest of the MCU. Moving on to the characters, Simulu does a fantastic job and is clearly meant for leading man type roles. And the way he is written is also really compelling. When we find him in the beginning of the movie, he's lost and kind of unsure what to do with his life. I mean, he's doing ballet parking when he could clearly do so much more. But he's not down on himself and depressed. He is still a cool and charismatic dude, which is a hard line to walk and balance, but they do it well. However, on the same note as the writing and characters, it can be hit or miss. Especially in the beginning of the movie, it was actually kind of bad. The dialogue was like very Nickelodeon-esque and forced. Luckily, it got better, but it was still a rough start. But then the bus scene happened, you're like, okay, masterpiece. Awkwafina's character is interesting and kind of like a bad interesting, but maybe not bad, but it's mixed. In many ways, she is one of the best comic relief characters Marvel has ever done. There were times where I felt a cringy joke coming, but it never happened, so that was nice. She also has great emotional depth. However, on the flip side, she can be very caricature-like. The dialogue they give her combined with her acting style kind of just makes it feel Nickelodeon-esque once again. She does the best she can with what she's been given, but overall it's not like she's a bad character, it's just a mixed one. The writing was also kind of weak when it came to the plot. I am being really negative. I promise I like this movie. It's not bad, it is what it needs to be in order to tell the story it wants to tell, but it does rely pretty heavily on MacGuffins and water mazes and stuff like that. Let's just say that the way this plot is structured isn't anything like Spider-Man 2 or The Dark Knight. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just not great and feels a little silly. And not a stylistic silly, kind of like kid movie writing silly. But an aspect of the plot that is great is the villain, which ties into the father-son dynamic, which is also great. He's not complex like Killmonger or sympathetic like Vulture, but has this presence and a good connection to the protagonist that elevates him in the roster of mediocre MCU villains. The father-son dynamic could have been given more nuance, especially in the third act, but overall it's definitely a highlight of this film. But overall, this is a fun journey-type MCU movie where a cool dude becomes an even cooler dude with great action. It's a solid and fun MCU movie, nothing more, nothing less in my book as of right now, but hopefully with some more viewings, I can gain a stronger attachment to this movie. But right now, I will give Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings a B. And there you have it. Those are my quick thoughts on Shang-Chi. Let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think about this movie? That is all I got for you today, guys. I will see you in the next video, and the Force be with you.